Midnight in Miami. Good vibes, open views. And you could get the latest news. It's all on YouTube at midnight in Miami.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? How you living, Biggest Smalls? What song is that from? How's everything? It's your boy Gamero. Day 582 of this damn quarantine, but we're alive. I'm joined here by ill-logicz.
Come on, Craig.
Ali the Alien.
What's up, dude?
Craig, what's happening?
Come on, Eel.
Yes, I like it.
And it's midnight in Miami, everybody. Tom, how you doing? You can't see him, but he is here in spirit. The one and only, the legend. Before we start, ladies, hit that subscribe button, and gentlemen, you know, that follow on Instagram, or you know what I'm saying, that Spotify, all that good stuff, that Thursday at midnight or Friday morning, when you're chilling at the crib, quarantined. Ill, how's your week, brother?
You know, can't complain. I'm alive and well. I got a roof over my head. I'm eating, so God is good. I'm here, man.
By the way, shout out to Jay Howard. Everybody rocking Jay Howard today.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Of course.
Shout out to Jay Howard. Definitely an upcoming guest to be here soon. But yeah, so anything that happened out of place this week, Ill?
Well, yeah. Well, here at the studio, once the stimulus checks hit in, we got an overflow of people coming in. But just for those few days after that, it kind of died down. Yeah.
Once those 1,200 went out,
that's it. People were like, all right, I'm good.
See.
But you know, we've been working day by day and just you know, managing what we can, and you know, we definitely do feel the effects of the COVID, but one day at a time, man. That's
One day
all
at
it
a
is.
time.
One day at a
Ali,
time.
how's your week?
It's been pretty good. I watch a lot of documentaries.
Oh, okay. What
Stop it.
anything you want to suggest to the people before we get into obviously Craig's movie review corner, which is further down the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about cults. There's
Cults.
a lot
Ooh.
of fucking cults.
There are. We were talking about Waco for a little
Waco.
bit. So okay, because
on
I know that Craig was it Craig. Last episode, or maybe 2 episodes back, I had briefly mentioned Waco as far as being a cult, and I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was. That was kind of like, to a certain degree, like defending them because the government wanted to shut them down. Which, I mean, I get it. Fuck the feds, but at the same time, like these people were a fucking a cult, but like a textbook cult. Like the leader. First of all, you can't. Oh, you want to have sex with your girlfriend? Nah. But the leader, he's gonna fuck your girlfriend. You
Okay,
know,
but,
you know,
alright.
like
I don't know.
Oh, you wanna fuck your boyfriend? No, but you can fuck the leader of the cult.
So that's where things get weird because it plays on the people's beliefs, right? This guy, when they broke him down to a certain extent, he understood, like, I guess the first book that he fell in love with was the Bible. And like he was able to read in front and back. And with religion or with people's beliefs, I don't know if he understood that's how you can get people. You know?
Well, that was one of the main things why he would impress people, because he was kind of like Google, like he was like the human Bible Google, because you could recite any sort of like passage or whatever, and he could recite it word by word from memory. Like he memorized that shit front to back.
That's crazy.
Like you could tell him, hey, what's page 42? And he'll be like, it's this, you know, like.
But it was more to a sense that when, say, you had a problem or dilemma or whatever, it was good and bad.
Yeah.
Because he was able to always refer back to the Bible. But whenever he wanted to implement his ways, he was able to refer back to the Bible to manipulate his ways. And that's how he was able to get the wives of the husbands that were there, because he was like the almighty and whatever. And so he's like, I had a dream that I need to have all of these children that way that they can, you know, raise this land and we can have like 24 or 42 prophets, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It was in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right. So, but the way he did it was that way that if you had a wife, that's his wife now, because he needs to have all of these children. And you know,
so he pulls what he needs from the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Manipulate.
Like, yeah.
And that was the weird part. But he was trained that way, right? So in his story, apparently he was in a whole nother, which it didn't say in the Waco Netflix, but it's other documentaries where there was this rodentville where they did the same thing, right? It was a whole village of people that worshiped God, but to their way and through a certain person that was apparently the only one that can receive the message. And he just was able to do that somewhere else now, you know? So it was training.
Sounds like the Pope.
Oh. That's a message. That's a statement, a bold statement. Craig's bold statements. But another thing that I was kind of like alarmed about was that their stockpile of weapons. That was alarming because I mean, I know that you're pro carrying weapons, your right to be able to carry weapons, but at the same time, and I know that recently you've dived into the spiritual realm, the religious realm, your relationship with God, but I don't think that like a church that you would go to would have like a stockpile of AK-47s in the back. Like that's a little over the edge for me. I don't know.
That's crazy.
What do you think, Craig?
I don't know. Might have some. I don't know. No, they can't have that. They can't do that.
Like,
Can't do that.
It's weird because it's like back in the day they used to have swords and shit. So it would be like, well, we have our weapon, our armory, right?
Yeah.
And but they mix the law in it too. So if America is like, we're able to have our rights and our arms, why are you going to limit us to how many we can have? So it's more reflecting on the law is like, well, we don't want to put too much laws on guns, but we don't want you to have this many. We need to know what's going on with this many guns. And they never, Dike quote unquote truly found him. They just assumed, and then that's when all hell broke loose.
I also think it's a very fine line between knowing that you're in a cult and not. I think that people that are in a cult definitely don't know that they're in a cult. Nobody quote unquote wants to be in a cult. I think that most of the people there genuinely thought that they were doing something positive, something right.
It's so weird because it at that point when they're like, hey, I need to have all your women, nobody defended, nobody was against that basically.
Well, I mean, I don't know how true to the actual case the remake on Netflix is, but there are a couple of the husbands that are like, we've been trying to have a kid for fucking 15 years. You fucked this guy a couple times and now you're pregnant. Like, and there, mind you, it's like,
oh, so that's how he gets him?
Yeah, but also that, like, they have the husband and the cult leader, they have a relationship. So, like, they'll come in, fuck your wife, and they'll be like, what's up? Everything good? like it's crazy. All good. Yeah. Like, and this guy was, like, holding rage inside. I'm assuming, I don't know if he ever acted upon it, but, I mean, that's
wild.
That's a weird-ass predicament to be in, especially because like you go in thinking that this person is almost holy or supreme or whatever the case, and
like a priest.
You have so many conflicting emotions, I would feel. But on another completely separate note, and I don't want to get too political, have you guys heard about the whole thing about Trump suggesting to inject yourself with cleaning products?
And I watched the video, but you could see his micro smirks on his face of like
what the fuck are we living in right now?
It's not a good time to be even mentioning it. It's not a good time to joke.
You can't watch TV. You can't watch the news, bro.
It's not a good time to joke.
Don't watch the news.
You cannot be joking right now, Mr. Trump. Like, that's not a good time to joke.
And then when the other guy came up after him, and then the interviewer was like, so what do you mean about, what does he mean? And then he's like, no, we're not thinking about that. And then Trump goes back, like just like
the light stuff, the light things. And I was like, what the fuck?
Trolling his ass off at the wrong fucking time.
I don't even know.
At the wrong time. Yeah, it's a pain. Because you seen he had another interview with him in the Oval Office, and he's like, I was just I was being sarcastic and and it's like, no, it's not a time for sarcasm. It's the wrong time for I've watched Trump enough to see his micro smirks and see when he's like poking fun at the reporters in a way, like poking fun at the reporters or trolling them in a way. But I don't know. You can't. It's the wrong timing. It's not a good time to do that.
Yo, have you did you get a chance to catch that, or have you heard anything about that?
Nah, man. My cave has been.
Yeah, especially Trump free, boy.
Yeah,
you know,
Trump free. You feel me? So.
Keep that shit out.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
Nah, yeah, you can't. It's honestly, it's sometimes it's hazardous to turn on the news as of late, you know, because you never know what you're gonna see nowadays. We hear from our main man Avenue X at Cicero. You know, the one and only. You know, the one to do it. Always do it right. You know what I'm saying? Avenue X at Cicero. And he hit us with last time we were talking about I don't know if you remember, we got into a little bit of the whole Biden and Biden being the only nominee right now.
Yeah.
So Avenue X at Cicero, and Craig, I definitely want your input as well. Goes, Biden polls black votes very well. One of the reasons why he will win the primary. What do you guys think about that, Craig?
He polls black votes very well. What is he doing? What did
Very
he do?
well.
What did
Biden.
he do?
Well,
Did he do something?
He's not a Republican. There's that.
I can understand that. There's like, Trump, whatever. I don't care as long as it's not Trump type thing.
I'm assuming that's what like the main thought is. That would be like anything but Trump, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Ill, what do you think?
I don't know too much about politics.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a Democrat. I guess that works, and anti-Trump.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly,
I don't see why else would. I don't know. What did Biden do? Biden didn't do shit. Like,
the thing is that with
Biden
Biden,
give me little creepy vibes. Like, I don't know.
the creepy vibes, and also the whole thing about him stumbling a lot. I understand a couple times, but like he's been having a lot of like stumbles as far as like his speech, and people are saying like, oh, maybe he's not all there, or whatever the case.
Or not all honest, or not all. Well, it's
or maybe he's a little bit.
So,
yeah, politician's never gonna be all honest.
But
I did hear a very interesting thought that someone said that last minute Biden would pull, or the Democratic Party would pull some sort of maneuver where they would say that Biden is too old or too senile to run, and they would kind of put Hillary in that last minute.
That's gonna be dumb as fuck.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah, it's too many things came out about Hillary already. It's too much.
You think Hillary's done for?
Yeah, she's done for in the political game. Nobody's gonna vote for her.
You think Bernie's done for?
If he's not gonna, being that he dropped out this, I don't think he's gonna come back again because they're digging too much into his like personal life and stuff like that, and not talking about what's actually going on. But he should have known that.
But also, I do think. You think it was just that, or do you think that he thought, all right, there's no way that I can win this at this point?
Maybe, yeah. Because, I mean, is he? I don't know. No. I wouldn't think so. I feel like really Trump is going to win, and there was no other way around it. Just because over the last couple of years, it's always been 8-year terms. Everybody served 8 years because they find some kind of way to keep themselves in office, So, I don't know. I don't think he would have made it.
I kind of would have to agree with that to a certain degree. On another note, did you guys we were talking about this before the show, the World Health Organization having to do with China. So
crazy, right?
Yeah, the World Health Organization, WHO, otherwise known as I'm not big into conspiracies or whatever. I don't normally do research or whatever. But I was telling them, there's this one guy, Derek Van Shake, on YouTube that I watch, and what he does is that he'll study body movements.
Okay.
He'll study your mannerisms, that sort of thing, and normally with famous people. And he's pretty good at being able to determine when someone's lying or not. And he doesn't do like controversies, or he doesn't really do that sort of thing. He'll find a big event that he'll think someone is lying and do those. So he was covering. He's done Jesse Smollett. He's done. There was this father that like killed his entire family. And he was on trial. And they were also studying his mannerisms as well. And in one of those, he was studying the World Health Organization in China. And there's been a lot of interviews that they've done about the World Health Organization and how there's a very direct correlation to them having China's back, or maybe, them being in China's pocket. For example, there was an interview that was being conducted with the second-hand man of the World Health Organization via Skype. And the interviewer, at one point, there was numerous questions that were being asked, but the interviewer at one point asked him, what are your, and again, this is not verbatim, please go out and check the actual video. You'll probably see a little preview on there. Tom, don't hate me for that. But yeah, she was going to interview him. Hey, so where does Taiwan stand as far as like their health, their cleanliness, whatever the case? Dude legit, it was a Skype interview. Dude legit stands there like a stone, pretending like the screen is frozen. Then when they find out that the screen is not frozen, she's like, hey, like, are you there? Did you hear my question? He's like, nah, I didn't hear the question. Let's move on to the next one. She's like, oh, let me ask it again. He's like, nah, let me move on to the next one. All right, whatever. Interview continues. She pops another Taiwan question. She goes, what the fuck was the question? Another question regarding Taiwan safety or whatever the case. Homie legit disconnects the call, hangs up the Skype conversation.
Nice.
Hangs up the Skype conversation, makes it seem as if though there's a bad connection.
Yeah.
They call him back. Interview whatever. One more question about Taiwan. And then he legit says, China is doing extremely well. China does not have anything to worry about. China has taken all steps needed to contain this. So already tossing in Taiwan with China, which is what the whole predicament regarding China and Taiwan is about. And yeah, that was very clear to me. If someone so high up in the World Health Organization was willing to do that, and it was such a blatant example of like, all right, clearly you're covering their assets.
Fish.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. There's something going on. And again, I'm not big on the controversies. I'm not big on this and that.
I'm sure. What did Trump say about the the WHO shit? They said he was gonna stop funding it. And you know where they get their most funding from is from the DCC.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's where they get their most money from. So Trump is throwing mad money into WHO.
Ew, we were talking about before the show started. Yeah, no. We were talking about before the show started about a period before Corona and after Corona. What do you think is going to be? What do you think are going to be some of the differences between these two periods, man?
Well, I think even when the country opens back up, I think masks and gloves are going to be a regular thing. I think that's going to be part of our life for at least a while, maybe till the end of the year, maybe for another year, who knows. And aside from that, I don't know, man. I've never lived through this, so I really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, everybody's running their first pandemic over here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Their first rodeo. I do think traveling will be affected.
Yeah.
Ali, what do you think? What do you think post Rona is gonna look like?
Same. That's gonna be the fashion all day. Medical. Oh, my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, medical. Medical gear will be into the fashion all the time.
Are you are you trying to already get a foot into that realm?
Yeah, I like making masks. All this, just trying to find more innovative ways that way it can stick more to the face and still be breathable.
Yo, can you show our viewers right now? Because already it's so perfectly molded to the face. Like I
put a wire through like the whole entire thing to try to make it more efficient, so it can Yeah, and then I got some filters coming in soon.
How long did it take you to learn?
It's just trial and error. I've been working on these for a few weeks now. I just have one of each trial and then the error and, but yeah, this is just how far it's gotten so far. I've learned to put it inside out instead of letting the seams be outside. That's a new one.
It's dope.
Thanks.
It really is dope. Craig, I know you recently had a visit to the hospital. You told me it was very eerie because there was no one around there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very quiet. Very extremely quiet.
Was there cars? There was not like how to describe the scene.
The front entrance closed, of course. One entrance open. Usually a lot of cars around, no cars, everything dead. Parking lot halfway full.
Mask required, I assume.
We couldn't even go outside.
Or you couldn't even go inside?
Yeah.
What? Like nobody can go in? Or
Like nobody can go in unless you're a patient or a nurse or a doctor.
So there's no
Or a janitor.
So there's no visits?
No.
So wow.
We just had to go just to drop off keys, pick up some other thing. No, we had to pick up keys and drop off some other stuff and da.
So even if the person that you want to see doesn't have corona, you still can't see them.
Yeah, no one can come in if it's not needed to be.
Wow.
Oh.
No one can go in.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like that. Like that's why it's so dead. Like it's lockdown.
Some
Because
Resident Evil
normally
shit.
they have like a McDonald's and shit like that in the hospital. And why do they have a McDonald's in the hospital in the first place? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But they have but those people
Yeah,
can't
that's
come
not the
in
same thing.
and like
That is true.
all this kind of shit, just janitors, nurses, doctors, patients.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, all right, we'll get a little janitor suit.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey.
Sneak
All
in.
right, here to clean.
Yeah. Hey,
I
listen,
clean.
I
I
love how they have that. Man. Hey, I was just released for a blood clot. Let me get here this Big Mac real quick.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, why you coming up? Man, make sure you
Hey.
get me a number 2. And,
For real. No
like, what the
pickles,
fuck?
boy. Come on. That's fucking wild,
If
dude.
you really think about it, like all the times when I was going to the hospital, every time we would go there, it would be like downstairs, get some food.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Yeah.
visiting will be downstairs
course.
eating there.
Because the hospital food is trash.
What do you think
And
is
you're not
better? Okay, what do you think is better, hospital food or prison food?
Hospital food.
Probably.
I've never tried prison food. Too.
Me neither. I
But
wonder if they make deliveries.
I would
Uber Eats.
imagine.
Uber Eats.
from the
I would
detention
imagine.
center. Oh, there
You
go.
seen that video of the inmates playing basketball?
No.
They had a little tournament. Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, bro. They can freely get cell phones in prison now.
Yeah. Oh, cell phones. The last thing I seen was people dying in there. Like people on their cell phones showing that they just locked them in there and left them in there.
What?
Yeah. After this corona shit and all that, they didn't want to take people out or put people in. So they was like, just leave them in there and we just gonna wait it out. So they've been in there for like months, just in there.
What do you mean? Like even
Like
people
with-
that are
all right.
past their release date?
I wouldn't think that, but I think people who are just the normal people who had to serve their time. What the video shows is just lack of care. There's no guards or things like that.
Mm.
They have people in there with fevers on the floor, look like they about to die, and they say, "Damn, bro, don't die in here, bro." You know what I mean? That kind of shit. So that's all I seen from the videos. So
Do you think that this whole this idea of like recording first and acting later is gonna ever go out?
nah, it's a documentary of the world right now. Like
Like
yeah,
anything
it's too
happen-
many
yeah,
eyes. There's
like,
eyes everywhere.
If you were getting
like,
jumped, people would film it before helping you.
oh yeah,
Like that's wild to me.
it's the eyes of the world right
Put the
now.
fucking phone down. Like what's happening, yo? Like, do you think that'll die out anytime soon or not?
Nah.
No, and there's like two ways. The fact that in the prisons that they have cameras to be able to put out saying that this is what's going on, that's even a test of riot. Like that I'm not gonna go down without fighting or without saying something that I need help. Just because they're in the prisoners doesn't mean that they're not human, right? And then number two, having it that you at least somebody needs to at least call the police, but it has been it has even shown on camera that people walking by don't even do anything. So people in general don't have the proper instinct unless they're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People are too calm to even jump into anything like that. Somebody seen somebody getting beat on the street. Anybody gonna jump in?
Yeah.
Like nobody gonna be like, oh, I don't know what he did, so
I don't know if he deserves
I
it.
don't know if he deserves it. I got to keep moving.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever had like a situation close to that, or like something where maybe you saw something and you were acting and other people were filming, or something was happening to you and people were filming? Anything having to do with that?
No, I don't
No?
think I have. No.
Anybody?
No.
At school, yeah.
What happened?
Where people were filming instead of just like,
fights?
you know, fights and
fights,
shit like
for
that.
sure.
It will be the extent of it. Like it was a girl and a couple fighting the girl. Like the nigga had brass knuckles on. And I'm like,
What?
yes.
Yo, you can kill someone with that.
At my school.
Brass knuckle?
Classy.
Okay, that is classy.
Brass knuckles are
Yo, I remember in 01
That's
when
some
it
80s
was the whole
shit.
squad with the brass knuckles.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, yeah.
Come on now. You're seeing a girl get beat up like that? Let's go. You gotta there's
No,
some-
no, that's not classy.
That's not
the girl is
classy.
But the
Yeah,
brass
yeah,
knuckles are
classy.
classy.
yeah, the brass knuckles.
Yeah.
A nice
Old school.
tuxedo with brass knuckles, that's
That's
classy.
classy. Yeah,
That's
but hitting a
classy.
woman, no, that's not classy. No
That's not classy.
That's declassé.
Yeah, that's D-class for sure, for sure. Fucking wild.
But I just saw it from
I got
the
jokes,
camera
but it's
view.
bad jokes.
Go ahead, rip them. I'm thinking Bobby Lee already, boy.
Was
Come
that
on,
before
rip 'em.
me too? Like that's classic. Like
Yeah.
beat a woman in silence.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
That's Craig right there, baby. Words from Craig.
Words from Craig.
Sorry.
Bold statements from Craig. I gotta love it.
I recant that.
I recant that.
You know, I have something to add to that.
Please do.
For the longest time, Craig and Ale, do you prefer Ale or Ali?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
As long as you don't just say eight.
A. Craig and A.
Yo.
Craig and
Excuse me. They were part of the Android family, and I'm pleased
were.
to see them part of the
Welcome to the
Apple iPhone.
family.
Speaking of cults,
I'm
Welcome
into
the blue bubble cult.
Welcome
Yes.
to the cult.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
like
welcome
the
to the cult.
most hype cult there is.
Yeah.
beastie.
Yeah.
So do you guys feel? I know it's a little confusing.
You feel a
'cause
little
it's whole
superior, don't you? Like
different-
a little
Don't you feel,
bit. Like,
do you feel like it's a better phone? Do you-
No, I think with all the congratulations, I think that's what makes me
Wait a
feel
second,
like.
it's like you're having a child. Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes, yes.
Congrats. I heard the
Oh my
news.
God, you got an iPhone. I heard it.
Your auntie calls you that you haven't
Is it
spoken to in
doing
like
well?
10 years. Oh, Craig, I heard you got the iPhone. What the hell, auntie? How'd you? What? Yeah, that's funny, dude.
What did you name it?
Name it?
Is that you do actually name it at one point, yo, because you got to
For
put the
real,
name.
right?
Yeah, that's
That's
hilarious,
funny.
yo.
That's funny.
What
Make
else?
sure you get a case.
Yo,
Yeah.
you got to.
I like
sure
his
you get a
case
case.
though.
It is.
Can we
yeah.
show his case?
Can we show the
I'll
case?
let
Very
Little
classy.
case.
Very classy. Look at that.
Look at that.
Ooh,
Classy.
You gotta do this.
And if you're the
Hey,
makers of this
yeah,
case
yeah.
and you want to
To the
sponsor
light.
us, you know what I'm
That's a
saying?
manly case right there.
Come on. What made you switch?
Yeah. What was?
Really
A deal.
Yeah, a great fucking deal.
Yeah?
Also, like just to have like more apps to do more creative things with.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know, just video making or like whatever beat apps or whatever. Just quicker on the go things, so I don't have to always transfer.
Yeah.
Yo,
And the
Instagram
camera.
stories look better
Camera's
too.
crazy.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Instagram stories look way better.
Yeah, you know.
My friend, she would say that it's dummy proof. Like, and it's
Yeah,
simple.
It's scary though.
Super simple.
It's scary,
And
though.
everything
'Cause the thing-
connects to each other, which is great. But
in
it's
Android,
also
because
like,
in
well,
Android you can be very particular with
Yes.
what you want.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
make it your own. With here, it's kind of like make it your own to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Somebody texts me their name. I say, "Who is this? New phone type shit." And it's like, they text me their name, and then the iPhone automatically.
Yeah, it goes maybe blah blah blah.
I'm like, whoa.
They be reading
Are you
your shit.
reading my shit?
yeah, yeah. I have some text on there that says maybe big booty hoe, and I'm
It
just like,
actually
yeah,
adjust, it
right.
adjusts to you even with your texting. Like if you start to say certain slang words, and it's like it's saying, "Oh, it's misspelled. It's misspelled." After so many times, it's gonna be like, "All right,
La
I know.
toda.
He actually meant that," so it won't change it for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
yeah.
I know Craig is not too big of a fan on that.
He's
but-
definitely not a fan on that.
But it's
it's the cult, bruh. It's the cult. You gotta sacrifice a
welcome to
virgin
eight.
to Steve Jobs. You know.
You know what I'm saying?
God, Steve Jobs has a cult.
was that
How many?
movie?
Oh, it was Iron Sky.
Iron Sky. What?
Iron
No, that's
Sky.
last week's movie.
No,
you can't
no,
say the
no.
same one. You
It
can't say the
has
same one.
a Steve Jobs
a
cult.
Steve Jobs cult.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a whole religion
now I gotta
on the
watch that
moon
shit.
built out of Steve Jobs
Yo.
It's so
ideals.
good.
and
That's
shit.
crazy.
Damn.
It's crazy. It's great.
Do you think the future Steve Jobs will be the what's his name from Tesla? What's his name?
Nikola
Elon Musk.
Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Elon
Oh.
Musk.
He has a little evil scientist sort of vibe to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I kind of love it.
Yeah,
Like
it's weird. He's weird.
He's weird, but like
I don't know. It's like,
what's up,
do you
yo?
trust him? Because it's like you know what he's capable of. It's like
I'd be down to go in his little like under was it underground tunnels?
yeah,
He has those.
He's making
Yeah.
those to he's making his high speed
trains
underground.
I feel like he would have a sex dungeon that would just
For
look
sure.
like a medical room.
Dude. Yeah.
Okay.
He was wearing masks and gloves way before the pandemic, you know?
Okay.
It's looking interesting as fuck.
Yeah.
Remember when he was smoking that joint on Joe Rogan shit?
Yo.
Like that kind of look, you know?
Yeah. Bro, he was smoking that joint like he was seeking answers from it, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was intense.
Ask the weed questions.
Oh, and he lost like I don't know how many millions of dollars because his stock went down after that. After smoking weed with Joe Rogan.
Hey,
Like that was
I can imagine all the.
that was
Was
like
that
a
recent?
It was when he was in Joe Rogan. That was like a $5 million hit right there. He's like, well, that's $5 million down the drain.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he didn't say it, but like his stock went down, and like you don't give a fuck. Like when you have that much money, like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he got $1,000 million ideas that he's like, watch this, guys.
Yeah. Any city will give him a contract to do whatever he wants to do.
well, he said that he's trying to commercialize travel to the moon.
That'd be dope.
I'd be like,
That'd be dope. I
we
would
went to
definitely
Hawaii
go to the
last weekend. Let's do the moon this year, bro.
I would definitely go to the moon. What?
I'd be down.
Wouldn't
know how-
that be a lot of
You know how beautiful the stars would look
How many times you go to
he
the
don't-
moon?
He don't go to. He don't use gas no more. He got the Falcon shit.
Oh,
he
yeah,
uses some
yeah,
other
yeah.
shit.
Think
The
about it.
Falcon.
Okay.
Think about
He
it.
teleports over
Can
there.
viruses survive in space?
Oh, that's a what?
No, he didn't. He do a virtual reality commercial to that. Like that shit, it was real, but it looked so real that it was, well, it was fake, but he made it look very real. And then it was a green screen in the back. I gotta look up a video.
I know that
That's
he's
the
legit
car
trying.
launch.
I know that
Oh, my bad.
I know that he's legit trying to commercialize travel to the moon, which
That'd
would
so
be
dope.
fucking amazing. I mean, I don't know if we'll be there to see it, but maybe our kids will be like vibing in the moon or
What if
something.
like
know what
that's
I
a
wanna
regular
see?
thing? Like this. Oh, we're doing a visit to the moon. Oh my god.
Oh my god, the moon again this year?
Man.
There's
What if that's a
there's
regular
nothing
thing?
there. Like
No, but they start building. I'm pretty sure they're gonna start building
Yeah,
at
bro.
Disney World.
Come
slides
on.
and
There's
shit.
gonna be a Disney moon.
They got a hot topic there right now, bro.
Yeah,
Come
for sure.
on, bro.
Disney
They're gonna
World.
put a In-N-Out burger.
An In-N-Out burger, bro, for
moon.
sure. Come
I
on.
haven't been to the moon.
Little
When's the last
dispen-
time you been to
a
the
little
moon?
dispensary in the moon, bro.
When's the last time you been to the moon?
Bro, you want to be this high?
Bro, one time
Moon 13
I was
gas.
but listen, I was in Colorado, hiking a fucking mountain, and I was trying to smoke with some friends, and because the air is so thin over there, we're like,
No.
yeah, it was like we're like,
Ew.
yeah, like you
Damn.
couldn't. There's
That
no,
hurts.
there's no air. We were just like,
That's crazy.
and if you get anything, that's all there is. So like,
Coming
you're
from
high,
Miami.
So
you're high. Oh, especially coming from Miami. Halfway through, I'm like, where's the air going? Like,
That's crazy.
crazy.
That's wild.
It's crazy. If you, it gets super thin. I don't know if you've been hiking.
So do you have to have some type of oxygen with you, or
So
You gotta
they
go in the dome with
when
the,
I was in Colorado and I was actually talking so much shit about it. You would go to like kiosks or gas stations or whatever, and they would legit have air in a can, and it'd be a fucking like a Lysol can, and instead of like you spraying it out, it has like a little thing here, and you go kind of like a big ass what are those called? The people
Thermal?
with asthma, the people respirator. No.
oh,
Or is that what it's called?
like an
Respirator.
asthma pump.
Yeah.
asthma pump.
Air pump.
An asthma pump. And but yeah, it's a big ass thing, and it's called air in a can. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, you gotta be a lazy ass motherfucker. And then when I was out there, I was like, I wish I had air in a can. I was like, bro,
Just buy a whole bunch of Lay's bags. And then,
yeah, for real, because it's all there in that big Chevy waist.
I'm sorry,
But-
Lay's don't not sponsor us. You guys can sponsor us, Lay's.
Yo, for real, Lay's,
some
hit us
greasy-ass
up, hit us
air.
up.
Yeah.
That's a greasy ass air.
Ugh.
Lays, yeah. Lays, if you want to sponsor the
Shit to
show,
my
'cause we
lungs.
getting heat players, baby. I don't know if you guys heard, pretty big news, rumored news. So at this time, they're rumored. Don't fucking, tear my ass up in the comments. Avenue X at Cicero. But it is being rumored that Kim Jong-un,
Ew.
Un is the father, right? Or the
Oh, you talking about the son?
son. He's
I
dead.
don't know.
It's being rumored that
What?
he's dead
What?
because of a botched heart surgery.
Stop.
And so,
Please.
all right, you
Wait,
remember?
we have to look it up.
Look it up.
We
Look it
gotta
up.
look-
You
oh
remember?
my,
All right, you
stop.
remember the fucking the guy from The Office that's like in my home, very good surgery,
yeah,
the best, number one, the best. All right, they're
Yeah, I
making
perform out surgery on balls. But no, surgery go bad. I run state. My secret, I do it on purpose.
I love that shit. They're making that meme about this guy about North Korean because he had a heart surgery and they're saying that they fucked up the heart surgery for sure was on purpose.
Yeah.
And that he's dead or that he's in a vegetable state and he can't come back. So listen, they sent Chinese doctors because I guess the North Koreans couldn't figure it out. They sent Chinese doctors to give him a diagnosis or whatever. And they were supposed to keep it super low key, and they came back like, "Yeah, he's dead." Like,
That nigga did.
yeah, he dead. Like, so I don't know what that means. 2020 is a novela, motherfuckers.
Yo.
His son, yeah, because the father's clearly dead.
2020
and
vision.
2020 is a novela.
Shit's going crazy.
But they're saying, now that his sister could lead, which would be wild. Imagine I mean, I don't mean it
How
because of
does
me,
it-
but North Korea is so strict that I don't imagine a female being the ruler.
I feel what you're saying. Have they ever had a?
Not that I know.
How do they treat women over there? How is it equal over there, or what is it like?
The thing is that everybody's poor over there. Like I was watching a couple videos over there, a couple videos about they have so many useless jobs over there. Like for example, one of the most coveted jobs over there is traffic woman, and there's only I believe either 200 or 400. Don't quote me. It could be 400. Traffic women that work in North Korea. But the thing is that the requirements to be a traffic woman, you have to be single. Legally, you have to be single. You have to be beautiful. Like you have to be a model. Like to the point that it is rumored that the supreme leader, Kim Jong-un, picks them out personally.
Wow.
So you have to be absolutely beautiful because the traffic women are the visuals. This is
They're part
what
of
you
the
see.
city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They represent North Korea. And this is the craziest part because most of the population there is so poor, is so extremely in poverty that they can't afford cars or even bicycles. A lot of the times these traffic women are performing, 10, 12-hour shifts with no cars there. So they'll do the whole thing. They'll do it with an empty street. They'll do the entire thing. All right, now you can drive with nobody there.
And they have to.
And they have to because
They're part
it's
of the
the
city.
pristine image of North Korea, of Pyongyang.
They're like a pillar.
Of Pyongyang.
Like
Pyongyang.
oh, that's crazy.
And so they're there for fucking 10, 12 hours in a perfect uniform, beautiful women, doing the whole thing with no cars there. No cars there. And there's multiple, that's why the streets are so impeccably clean because when it rains, there's even people that are there cleaning the puddles. You can't have puddles in Pyongyang because it's so pristine. But again, there's no tourism. There's barely any tourism. There's no, the people that are actually living there don't have cars to travel.
How can they keep this up?
Well, that's the thing. It's funded by, the party or whatever.
That's crazy.
To fulfill this image. But you found something?
Kim Jong-il died in 2011.
Okay, that's the father.
So, but Kim Jong-un, they just came out saying, like, I'm seeing a lot of reports saying they don't know if he's dead, they don't know if he died, if he's just fine, and that's apparently the rumor. And
What?
but it's so weird. They're saying that he's okay, but then another thing just said
That's them covering that shit up, boy.
Yeah, they gotta cover it
is
quick.
he brain dead? Is he dead?
He's in a
or is he
vegetable state.
just fine? That was the
Yeah.
headline.
Wow.
It's crazy. But yeah, so many.
It's a lot of high power people getting
But
knocked.
why is this?
Until listen, even if they were to release a video right now of him like smoking a doobie vibing, like I'd be like, that's an old video. Like I really do believe that something's up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
and the fact that they haven't released any pictures or anything to be like, nah, what do you mean? Our supreme leader is fucking, you know, he's great.
With how fast news travels in 2020. Think about how fast
But
news
North
can
Korea
travel.
is so blacked out from the rest of the world though.
I feel you.
So blacked out.
But it still gets out.
You know, if you go to the North Korea, they confiscate your phone. Like they check your laptop, they
right.
check all the stuff. Oh yeah, if you go over there, they check your phone, they check your laptop. Like you can't take pictures wherever you want. If you go over there for tourism, for example, one of the rules, there's a fucking massive statue of Kim Jong-un. And I don't know if Kim Jong-il is there as well, but I believe it's just Kim Jong-un. Massive. I'm talking about Godzilla sized. And if you go there for tourism and you take a picture, it has to be the entire body. You can't just take the head, you can't take the shoes. It has to be the entire body, or boom, you go to jail. You know, like
Why?
because you can't disrespect the supreme leader like that. I don't know. You know, like every
You
single
run a tight shift, boy.
they run a tight ship. A tight ship.
That's crazy.
Don't be fucking around. Don't be fucking
I don't
around.
know. That shit could be true because I don't know. These things like this come up and he could have body doubles. He could have, I don't know, like there's 1,000 different ways to get around it and say like, oh no, he's fine. You know what I mean?
Well, what surprises
But why does it come out? You know what I'm saying? Why would
Yeah,
that news
that's
even
what
happen?
I'm
Why would somebody
asking.
say that? You know what I mean? It has to be some level of truth that he did get sick, that he did something.
there's no
something.
reason why the Chinese would lie about this though.
Yes.
They're not I don't see them gaining anything from lying about this.
That's weird.
It's weird, bro. It's weird.
That is weird. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know what I'm saying? Hit that follow button, that subscribe button. You know, because you want to definitely be up to date every single time because you don't know who's going to be our next guest. It could be a Miami Heat player for all we know. You know, like you never fucking know. It could. You know,
very well
it
be.
could
What are
very.
the chances of that
what
happening?
are the chances of that happening? Everybody knows that we have a segment here by the name of Craig's movie reviews or shows, media in general. Craig, what do we have this week?
Hey, we've been watching this show called The Midnight Gospel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen like 20 seconds of it while we were setting up.
Crazy
it looks
premise.
super trippy. What's the premise?
Crazy ass premise.
If I don't know, but yeah,
I don't
definitely
know, but-
under the influence, you have a different experience. But sober as fuck, it's so dope. Just
Yeah?
the storyline, the plot, how they get into the conversation, it's really good. And then when you finish it, it's just the whole around complete, like where they take you to understanding.
great.
It's really good. The
It's like,
writers,
it's like what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like a writing. It sounds like a podcast that
It
they
does,
just
yes.
they took a podcast or they took some kind of recording of somebody talking, chopped it up, put some animation to it has nothing to do with what they're talking about. But the animation somehow they take little cuts and stuff to add other words in to make it match the animation. But the animation itself is so in depth in the storyline. And then what they're talking about is so in depth in what they're talking about. It's like two parallels of media coming in at once. So it's like you can't take your eyes away from the screen and you can't stop listening.
yes, it's
Have you-
so good.
Have you guys ever heard of Drunk History?
Yeah, that's
It's
funny.
It's pretty dope. Like that, the fact that they were able to get like celebrities come get shit faced and talk about history
I
and the way
figured
they
out-
reenactment is pretty cool.
Yeah, I figured out how they were when they come back into the person talking drunk. I was like, are they really drunk or are they playing? But they play it off. They do the same cuts every time.
I
So
don't
it's-
think. I mean, I really don't think a lot of those people would get paid enough to act drunk in that scenario, because I don't think they're getting paid a lot for that show.
Yeah, I don't think so. Either.
I think they legit are.
Just got them in a room with some booze. Just talking.
Because some of them are pretty serious, and like I don't know, I've seen them in. There's certain people that will go on podcasts. Listen, just because you have a comedian that will come into your podcast doesn't mean that they're going to be funny on your podcast. Because a lot of the times comedians outside of the stage can be very introspective, very serious, very depressed, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't know. Like if you're getting a genuine person sitting down with you, I don't think that they're going to be cracking jokes all the time. We haven't had a comedian come per se, but I know a lot, and that's been my personal experience with them. I don't know about yours, but
I mean, I'm pretty funny.
This is facts. This is facts. She does fill a residential comedian void.
Jokes by Ale.
Jokes by Ale. That new segment, boy. But yeah, 2020 is shaping up to be definitely a memorable year, whether it be for good or bad. It's not something you can forget, man.
Grady, what the event? I don't know. There's a lot happening.
It's weird to say in 2020 there was a pandemic. 2020, bitch. That's supposed to be like. I don't know, because of the double year, the double numbers, it's like...
I was so ready to make 2020 my bitch. Bro, in January...
Chose a hell of a year.
I was in January, just in my... You good. I was in January, my auditions, my gym, and then the world closed.
Yeah.
The fuck is that, yo? You picked the wrong year to get your shit together.
Check in next year. Sorry.
Yeah.
Stay home. Check in next year.
Next year's your year.
We're gonna... A couple leaders gonna... I don't know. It's going crazy.
You know, when
it's
you're
going
like,
crazy.
Yeah, next year will be my year. The world was like, no, we'll do it for you this time.
Oh my God.
So it's a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. It's like you look at everything together in the totality of it. It's like a lot is happening, a lot, and going really fast.
The one thing I do appreciate is the one sense of unity, because now everybody's in the same fucking boat. All right, like, oh, you rich? Yeah, you're in the same boat. You still at home. Yeah, you got a big ass home, but you ain't going nowhere. Like you can still get just as sick as I can.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Australia. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still. Oh, by the way, Australia. Everybody forgot about the Australian fires. Like there's so many things that happened that were already
there's
like,
so much things that happened.
What? That's still 2020, bro. That's
that was
so
in 2020.
Yeah, the Australian fires, the fucking remember when we were almost going to fucking war, World War III with North Korea? With Trump and this whole fucking bullshit. That was still 2020. Like
I heard a couple more people got knocked off.
What do you mean?
Like low key. You know when he hit the somebody leader?
Yeah,
I heard a couple more people of that squad got knocked off. But it's like it's going really fast. It's like so much stuff happening. The stuff that we do see and the stuff we don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like those one-time reported things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that? And I mean, I don't want to get into too sidetracked, but as far as diving into things that we don't see, you think the government's finally found aliens? Yeah, like all bullshit aside.
Finally,
they came out. That shit already came out.
What you mean, bro?
Listen, what you mean? They already came out with all the reports. All the reports talking about, we was trying to hide it and da-da-da. All these reports came out already. They have full documentaries on. Matter of fact,
it's a double feature.
Documentary
it's a double feature for
Netflix,
Craig's movie reviews.
On Netflix of... I'm going to find it now.
We good on here, right here?
Yeah.
I got it done.
No, I'm saying, we good on this one?
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
You want the remote? Toss it.
Ooh.
Oh, come on, guys. We're looking bad.
What's up with the comedian, boy?
I'm learning to
knock
toss
the cameras over.
Yeah, Craig is over here like an octopus. Yeah.
Mission Impossible. We look bad, guys. We look bad as a unit.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but it's crazy, though, you know?
That's wild. I mean, I definitely believe it. I definitely believe there's other beings out there.
There's no way in the world that we're the only ones.
It's a very small chance of that happening.
Very small chance.
Yeah, I don't think that's given the amount that we know, just as far as the size of the universe and just like trying to wrap that around our heads. There's no way that we can be the only ones. Absolutely no way.
Yeah. I mean, All right, so you got people who think of it from different levels of it, you know? The people who think of it from a God perspective where no, that's not it. Where people think of it from a God perspective where you know, God created, you know what I mean? But in an evolutionary sense. But in the God created story, this is it. This is it. You know, this is it. This is where all focus is. This is where God's focus is, and this is all we are supposed to be thinking about. So, but then when we, you know, got to this point now, we're thinking about the universe. I don't know what got us to this point of now we're thinking about it came from a geocentric to a heliocentric, that we're going around the sun instead of the sun is going around us in a way, you know.
Not to get too existential, but do you guys think that parallel universes could be a thing?
I don't really know too much about that. So.
Okay.
Basically saying that like in another, that there's a million or unlimited versions of
Rick
you.
and Morty, baby.
Like there's unlimited versions of you, and in another universe, Ill is, I don't know, a pastry chef, and in universe number 72, Ill is fucking, he's a president, and then
I could see me being a president.
Hey, he's like, actually, I fuck
You
with
know
that
what? I
universe.
agree with this.
He's like, you know what? I like this theory.
I could see me being a president.
I rock that.
I'm good with that. I don't know. Do I believe it's possible? I think anything's possible.
Yeah.
I don't put too much mind on it. But shoot, I don't know.
Shoot, I don't know.
That's it. So you telling me there's a Kobe Bryant that's alive out there
That's true. That's true.
On the island chilling.
on the island just chilling?
Just
There's a
vibing.
Kobe Bryant that landed that helicopter with no problem. Is that what you're telling me?
It's like, yeah, I know they love me.
Yeah.
I know they
Damn.
love me. With Elvis,
Yeah.
Tupac.
There's a
Damn.
Tupac that's alive. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yo, there's a universe out there where this pandemic never happened, yo.
Right?
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like Rick and Morty. You watch Rick and Morty?
I've never seen it.
Oh man, it's just crazy.
It's good?
They're jumping through universes. There's like 1,000 Rick, not 1,000, infinite Ricks, infinite Mortys, and infinite everyone. You know what I mean? So they're jumping through timelines. They're meeting up with other Ricks, other Mortys.
Oh,
It's
shit.
crazy.
Damn,
It's
that
fucking
kind of
crazy.
sounds up my alley.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll love that shit.
Damn.
You'll watch that all day. You'll watch all the seasons.
Speaking of, I recommend Ozarks. Ozark, yo, I'm telling you.
Oh, fun fact about Ozark. I think it's in season 3. One of the songs there is called Betrayal. It was recorded and mixed and mastered here.
Hey,
Oh, what?
Stop playing.
What?
Come on,
You gonna
somebody.
hit me with this after I binged it?
Stop playing.
What?
Come on, somebody.
What? I need to find out the episode, the song. What
Asylum
the fuck?
Studio.
Recorded at Asylum Studios, mixed by Tony J here at Asylum
Watch
Studios.
out.
What?
Mastered
Tony
by
A.
yours truly.
What?
Yeah.
I love Ozarks.
Yeah.
Yo, it's so
Yo.
fucking good.
Song's called Betrayal. It's by a female artist. I forgot her name. I'm sorry if she's watching.
Wow.
This is mad. That's irrelevant. No, I'm kidding. What?
Yeah, it's a fun fact.
That's dope.
Right?
I need to find the scene. I need to find. Yo, what?
fun
Asylum
fact.
Oh
Studio.
my
Come on,
god!
somebody.
If you haven't watched Ozarks, please get the fuck on that. And you said season 3.
I believe so. I think it was season 3.
And
It
how?
was-
Yo, how'd that come about?
You know, she hit us up one day. I was gonna.
Is
search
she a
it.
known art? Like, is she?
She's like she's a foreign artist, I guess. I don't know how well known she is back home, but she's really dope. I mean, her music was great. From what I understood, Tony was telling me she produced and she composed the entire beat. She wrote all the lyrics.
Wow.
She's actually really dope. I really liked her music, and that song was dope. And I don't know. One day I get a DM from Tony saying, "Hey, we're on Ozark." I'm like, "Oh, dope." Let me see if I can find
Have
it.
you seen it?
Right.
I've seen I've seen a couple episodes. I wasn't a big fan of
Yeah,
it.
gotcha.
But let me see if I can.
You really
find it.
gotta listen. In the beginning, you gotta weather the storm of.
Got it.
Listen,
Towards-
I know.
It's oh my bad.
If no, go ahead.
Yeah, I found it. It's Betrayal by Lara Besala, and it's I don't know what episode. Popular music from Ozark. So it's one of the popular songs from Ozark. I just towards the end of the
Dang.
episode. Which episode? What are you talking about?
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll definitely post that shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Right?
I love Ozarks. And listen, if you're at home watching Ozarks with your significant other and you're like, I hate Ozarks, I understand why you're saying that you hate Ozarks. You're saying that because you were sitting with your girlfriend while in Ozarks, the guy's wife is getting fucked by someone else and the
What?
husband is jacking off to it. I understand why
Wait,
you're like,
what?
So, and we're not spoiling anything. Like, I guarantee you, this is season 1, like first episode. I'm not spoiling dick. Okay. But the husband,
With the main character?
of the main character, the main character,
Really?
he finds a video of his wife getting fucked by someone else.
Yeah, and he
And
watches it.
He watches it over and over again with her right in front of him.
Yeah, over and over again.
Over
He's
and
like,
over
"Damn,
again."
This bitch.
I don't know if he's a cuckold, a cuck, which
Is that a
is
thing?
that. Yeah, those are guys that are into watching their wife get fucked by someone else.
That's
Yeah.
So it's like he gets extorted, right? Or the mafia or like somebody's like, yeah, you
Yes.
gotta pay this money.
Yeah,
Go watch this money for me.
Yeah, he does money laundering.
Oh, money laundering.
He does
yeah.
money laundering, and it's pretty accurate. Ozarks.
Ozark shit.
Bro,
And
I
it's-
can't find
Yeah,
it.
we've seen a couple episodes. Of
We,
it.
there was a fucking song that was there was a
Lit,
song
the
that was
song.
done
Oh, got it.
here
Got
on
it.
Ozarks.
Got it.
That's what we
All
were.
right.
Yeah.
So the song is in season 3, episode 9, called "Fire Pink." It's at apparently towards the end of the episode. The song's called "Betrayal," and it was recorded, mixed, and mastered right here at the Asylum
That's
Studios.
dope. What?
That's dope.
Come on.
Yes,
Big clout.
We on Netflix, baby.
We're on
God is
Netflix.
good.
Come on.
Somebody.
Come on. And White Bezzy was also saying that he was going to be in an upcoming Netflix show. I don't have details. Yeah. I don't have details as to which show because he said I don't think he said he could release it yet. But we'll be on the lookout and we'll let you know. And tag him, show him some love or whatever the case. But that's fucking dope,
Yeah,
man. That's hella
Shout
dope.
out to the artist too.
Yeah.
Wow, she's really dope, man. I would
For
check her
sure.
out.
Maybe one day we can have her on here talk about that.
Yeah,
you know?
that'd be dope.
That'd be dope. But yeah, if you got, if that scene maybe got to you a little bit because you were there with your boo thing and you're like, oh, I don't want to see her get fucked by someone else. It's fine. It's a fucking show. Like, get over it. Because Ozarks, I'll tell you the way that it starts. The main character is let's say Craig was my wife, and I was watching my laptop right here, and I was watching a video of my wife getting railed by someone else, like with them right in front of me. Mm-hmm. That's what he would do.
Wasn't he doing like an interview for some people or some shit? Like he was sitting there like a.
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
was watching on his laptop?
He was bringing in new customers to his branch or whatever, and he'd be like, yeah, so I'm gonna invest your money, like while seeing his wife get railed.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And that's a classy gentleman right there, you know? That's classy right there. That's beautiful.
Another good documentary on Netflix is Wormwood, and it's about a guy talking about his experience of his dad committing suicide. Well, that's what the CSI told him, but it was they put LSD in his drink without him knowing, and that was the MK Ultra experiment.
That's the Ari Shafir special, boy.
Oh,
That's the Ari Shafir special. Putting drugs without them
oh
knowing.
yeah. Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? But yeah, and that shit was crazy because they lied to him. That happened in 1954, and that he's been freaking doing this whole entire investigation, uncovering all this stuff until now, 2017.
Yeah, wow.
Where he was able to do this documentary because nobody else wanted to tell the story, and they still, the guy that he was like, wait, what do you want to know? I know, but I can't say it because if not, it's gonna be more problems.
Oh my God. Crazy.
Well, that makes you think about how many stories just aren't. How many stories don't have a Netflix documentary?
Correct.
That are probably just as wild, if not even more wild.
Yeah.
Just from people that are. It's such a fine line of like someone that's like, hey, I have this crazy story, and like you looking like a fucking crazy person. Like if I just go to like I don't know Windows headquarters and I'm like, I have proof that, I don't know, Bill Gates is a child molester, which I don't, like I'm just talking shit. But like they would look at me like I'm a fucking crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Like so it's such a fine line. And I'm sure there were so many cases of people that were like, hey, I have something true to tell you, and people didn't didn't take them seriously at all.
Like another thing where people are always just like, nah, that's not true. Another documentary on Netflix, Bob Marley, and the way that he died was always a big uproar.
Yeah, I heard about the needle.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing. A CSI agent was the one that was saying that in his bed, on his deathbed, and they were like, "Oh, that's an old man. He's like in his near death." Yeah. But I believe that shit as pure because it doesn't. And also another thing, like Dr. said, these men were so highly in the herbal, eating and being very cautious of what you put in your body that. Out of nowhere, they just end up getting cancer and dying.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird. That reminds me of how in the beginning of this, I don't think that they're sticking with this story anymore, but in the beginning of the Rona, they were talking about how it's just an old person virus, it's old people virus, whatever. That's not the fucking case. I mean, I only know maybe 2 people that have gotten it, and one of them, I mentioned this before, it was an actor that I had performed with in a show a couple years back. But this guy is, dude, like a bodybuilder. He's ripped, like a 6-pack, 8-pack. All he eats is fucking broccoli and chicken. Like he doesn't derail. Like he has a blinders on. He's one of the most healthiest he's one of the healthiest people that I know, and he got it. And
That's
he
crazy.
described it as fucking like hell.
Yeah.
So if someone like that, with I'm sure a crazy immune system, like far healthier than I am or whatever the case, if he can get it, then it's like, it's not an old person.
No, they were just able to get it quicker than everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
But,
the old people are dying from it because they couldn't go through what he went through and manage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think probably they were making it so that because these are another things that the people would kind of bring up to their own conclusions. I don't think the news were more saying that it was old people. I think it was us society because old people were dying so quicker that, oh, this is an old people disease. And then now seeing like, no, kids, everybody else is getting this like, oh shit, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Let me get all the fucking toilet paper. So bringing just like everything into...
For sure. And if not, we always have Ill's homeless backup plan. If you don't remember, the great plan. We still got to pass it. We still got to pass it.
We got the approval from Craig. So
you know what I'm saying? So
gotta
there's
get it done, man.
Got to get that done. But go ahead.
Oh, I found out that they're taking out this money, the $1,200, the stimulus check, out of your next year's tax refund. If you get a refund, or if you don't, it probably would be added into your
Where did you hear that from? Because I heard the IRS came out specifically to say that you don't have to pay this back at all.
At all? When did they come out saying that?
I mean, a couple days ago.
Because no, I heard this a few weeks ago. So it was just like, if they finally gonna come out and say that it's not true.
No.
Cool.
They said it's not a loan. It's not, you don't have to pay anything back.
All right,
Yeah,
cool. Then money is
That's
fake.
you. That's you.
Yeah, money.
That's you.
fake.
They're like, hey, baby,
How
you
can
buy
we
that
make
weed with
more
that
money?
12 hundo. No.
Just send out some money.
Why, right? So how is the USA in $1 trillion debt if they make money? If money is made, if money is paper, and money is copied, and money is duplicated.
Because it still has a value regardless.
It has a value, but does it matter too much to the government if
You can
it's
make it.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the value of the dollar itself would go down.
To the people.
I'm thinking that each
The people
bailout,
need to know because the people need to add the value.
wouldn't each
No.
bailout make it lower and lower every time they do a bailout? Because
No,
they
like
have to print
for
more
example,
money
one. I mean, I don't know what the exchange rate is, but for example, one US dollar right now equals to almost 100 Argentine pesos.
Yes.
So I don't know what the conversion rate is in other countries. Like for example, Venezuela is fucking ridiculous. Like $1 is like 52 houses or whatever. You know, like
Okay, so in comparison to other countries,
Yeah.
but not in comparison to the gold that is supposed to match to,
but the thing
or
is,
the wealth that is the actual Federal Reserve note is supposed to match to this.
well, the value of the dollar is is like worldwide.
Right.
So like whatever the value of the dollar is now in the US or whatever, obviously the exchange rate changes from each country to country.
So is this debt to the people or is this debt to the other countries? That way they know, hey, we need this money because we're in this amount of debt.
The US national debt, I mean, I don't know as far as like the specifics on that. I just know as far as like the value of the dollar. I know that they owe money to China. I know there's I don't know too much about the specifics, but I mean the national debt is not something that is gonna go away, especially not anytime soon.
Because the national debt is the collectiveness of how much they owe other countries, how much, like, it's a lot of things.
There's
that
a
they
lot
owe.
of, yeah.
But you're saying, like, I guess if the money that they're using for this money, stimulus, where is that money gonna?
Well, that's just gonna affect the economy itself of the
Yeah.
country.
So
I
it
mean,
is to the people and to the
As soon as they
countries.
spend it, they're gonna have to pay taxes on it anyway. As
Oh,
soon as they
the-
spend every dollar,
The 12, yeah.
they gotta pay taxes on it anyway. So
I mean, they're talking about possibly doing another one for the following month. Like another 1,200 because I mean people have to live.
economy boosts.
That's why when
10
it's
bands,
direct
everybody
deposit-
walking around with 10 bands. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but the economy's gonna go to shit if everybody's walking around
I
with 10
know,
bands.
but people are gonna,
'Cause it's
you know
not
how many
gonna-
people are gonna book studio time?
Right, but the thing is that you would have to raise money.
Like what you're thinking.
Right, but you would have to raise the price of the
So-
studio time. You can't. If everybody has 10 bands, then 10 bands is worth one band. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For a certain amount of time, because people are gonna spend carelessly.
What you remember?
That's gonna
when we
thin
did
back out.
that,
That's gonna sort back out to who saves.
You remember when we did that chart of like, oh, this is how much you're gonna be having at the end of 30 years, and at that time it's gonna be worth this amount.
True.
That's what at that time is gonna be worth this amount because
Okay.
an apple could be worth $1 now, but
In
5 years from now it's
years.
gonna be $5 because of
Yeah.
how the economy has lowered.
Word.
yeah.
And that happened in an instant if you put out 10 bands to everybody.
Yeah.
I'll just say this much, man. We were dealt, I don't want to say a shitty hand, but a shitty hand, man. Like, because, bro, all of our OGs, all of our parents, they were like, yo, by the time they were 18, they could buy like 4 houses. They're like vibing, yo. Then they're like, all right, fuck this economy. Let's leave a shit show to the next people. And that's what we got.
You know, I think about how long did it take to suck out all the money of the people? Because if 1% owns all the money and everybody else is like technically broke compared to these people, how long did it take to do that?
We good here?
Yeah. What you gonna say, Ali?
No, I was just thinking like solution wise of that show Midnight Gospel was really hit on a keynote saying that it's not nihilism to know that nothing really matters, but its purpose is like you're giving it purpose, you know? So if a big ass house is your purpose, think about that in a retrospect. What is it really doing for you? You know what I mean? Can't your 4 walls, do it have to extend to 10 yards type shit? It's really good. And it's kind of putting into perspective is like, maybe we could in this economy be a little bit better if spending wise wasn't so, whatchamacallit?
The forefront of everything?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And I think that we'll probably have like a more frugal people after this because you're forced to, you know, it's kind of like, you know, my grandma, she barely, it's hard for her and my mom to like to throw away anything. Cause like,
Sustainability.
yeah, like they can find uses out of anything because they have in Argentina and shit like that, they've gone through a war. So they know what it's like to go extended periods of time without being able to get something. So whereas before, you know, you can just, I don't know, fucking, you got a you know a broken shoe or whatever. The shoe itself didn't cost a lot. You got it at Ross or whatever. You know, throw it out and just buy a new one for fucking $10 at Ross or whatever. Ross ain't fucking open, so you're gonna have to fix that shoe now.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole different sort of mentality that you kind of have to have. Otherwise, like, you're not gonna make it.
True.
We were saying we're gonna start with the new thing is called Made in America.
The new thing.
The new thing.
Okay, it's definitely new because everything's made in China.
Everybody's gonna have to make something. Because even when I went to Publix trying to get a can opener, I'm looking at, they all say made in China. Like every utensil in Publix on that row said made in China. You know what I mean? Is anything made like
Right.
in even the most simplest thing, a spoon?
I do like this whole like especially with the masks thing, of like just maybe like let's say you post something on Instagram talking about I'm selling masks. I feel like it's very normal, especially now, for people to hit up the friends selling masks like, hey, can I go pick one up? Hey, can you drop one up? Whatever. As opposed to like trying to go through Amazon or whatever. Like people are responding to you making your own masks, to you making your own things.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that people are supporting that because they understand, that people need it now more than ever. Go ahead.
No, another thing, because of that is like the shortage of it. So do it yourself, DIYs, is becoming more and more. And when we were watching Tiny Homes or something like that, but there was this guy making homes in his whole lot of just shit that he finds, junkyard shit, and he will make with the earth, earth bags. Is it earth bags?
Like sandbags.
Sandbags, but made out of the earth. But it was so good, and sustainability was like use what you have type shit. It's so like the new wave is gonna be that.
The minimalism, tiny homes, that kind of wave is gonna be like,
We can't let them think that they're gonna fucking suffer because now they gotta buy like this shirt for fucking $100, and it's like, no, bitch, I'm just gonna sew up this shit right here. Or I'm just gonna tie dye this white shirt because it looks like beige now. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
You make it do.
And the big boys have to comply because they're not gonna go into the store. They're not gonna buy shit. If they could fix their car themselves, why go to a mechanic?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, YouTube is like their worst enemy.
Yeah.
Because you just how to blank, and you can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can figure it the fuck out. How to blank.
And that's what we need to be doing right now. Like.
And ladies and gentlemen, with how to blank, we lead you. We close you off. But before I do, let's say you're watching Ozarks. And you're like, oh my God, it's my first time watching Ozarks, so I need to capture every single one of my facial reactions to Ozarks, especially when your wife is getting fucked in front of you, right? Right. And you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this footage of my facial reactions and my wife being pounded, being a train ran on? What do I do with this footage? You hit up Tom MJ Moore.
Come on, somebody.
And he's going to get you right every single time. He might be a little bit uncomfortable with that project in per se, but he'll still do it. And he'll do it beautifully. It's going to be remarkable. All right. Tom MJ Moore. A camera extraordinaire, a master of craftsmanship. You cannot go wrong with my main man, Tom MJ Moore. That's where it's at. Before we close up, guys, you got anything for the people? You got anything for them, for get them through this tough week? You know what I'm saying? Ill?
I haven't got my stimulus check yet, so if you haven't either, you're not alone on this boat. I'm with you, and together we will make it through.
Ali?
Be awesome, right? And if you got a lot of hair, put in a protective style because you will save so much money. Oh my gosh, I've been great for the past
real?
2 weeks. Yep. I've just been wrapping it whenever it feels like it gets frizzy. So I've been awesome.
Yeah, when I get braids, it's the best thing ever because I don't have to do anything. It's like I could just wake up. Like when you have your hair out, you gotta like put cantu on it and all this extra stuff.
I think
Protective all day, every day.
I win that contest because I never do shit.
Well, you protected your head.
Craig, you got anything for our people before we head out?
Yeah, get protective.
Get protected.
Protected.
Put your face
Rubber
mask.
dub scrub. Yeah.
Come on, Craig.
Hey, you gotta watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me.
Everybody go watch Rick and Morty.
That's it, Rick and Morty.
Better wear that latex before you get that latex. Talk about them latex.
What? Is that on Rick and Morty?
No, that's Lil Wayne.
That's on Lil Wayne. Yeah.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, better wear that latex before you get that latex. Talking about them late text. Yeah, right. Every Thursday at
Because she's
midnight-
pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Read between the lines. Every Thursday at midnight, you know what it is. Midnight in Miami. If not, holla at us Friday morning. Drop that comment. Hit that like button, that comment, that follow on Instagram, that subscribe on YouTube. Actually, we have a very special guest next week that we want to announce. We have KZOK Paula coming in from the Miami Heat, who's going to be blessing us with a pretty remarkable episode. So definitely want to catch that. As always, it's been real Thursday at midnight. Holla.
Midnight in Miami. Good vibes, open views. And you could get the latest news. It's all on YouTube at midnight in Miami. Where you can talk about anything. And it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you feel on midnight in Miami.